symbol was introduced in JavaScript ES6, and they say it's a primitive data type. It's a primitive data type like your number and other data types. So as I told you how you declare symbol, this is how you declare. Let x equals, you call this method. S is capital letters, you have to give the parenthesis, and don't say new symbol, it's going to give an error. So this is how you declare a symbol, and you can also check the, you can log x and check what is it. See, when you log x, you're just going to get something like symbol as the output. This is how it is. Let me run it again. But what they say is this x represents something very unique. So every time I create a symbol, say let y equals symbol. Again, y is something unique. It's different from x. So you can very well check that if x double equals y, we can console log the symbols are equal, something like that. Else what we can say, the symbols are not equal. Console log the symbols are not equal. So that's what we are saying here. Now we'll take a look at the output. Shift Alt 10. The symbols are not equal. So you're seeing the output here. Symbols are not equal. No matter how many times you invoke that method, you create that value, each time you'll get an unique value. And that unique value you can use in objects to create unique names for your properties. So this is one thing. And the next thing is symbols can have description. You can create a symbol with a description too. Symbol can have description. What is a description? Say I can give this symbol having a description ID. It's just a description, nothing much. So I can say this symbol is having a description first name. That's it. So these things are just descriptions for your symbol, and you can access the description for your symbol using console log. You can give the variable name dot description. So x dot description will give me ID as the output. Y dot description will give me first name as the output. Let's run this. So you're going to see ID as the output. So what is this? This is the description. See, you can even have the same description for two symbols. This is the same description. Does that mean x equals y? I have the same description for two symbols. Will that say x equals y? Let's check. Two symbols have the same description. Does that mean x equals y? Console log, they are equal, and we can also have an else, and then we can say they are not equal. So even though they have the same description, they are not equal. That's the meaning here. They are not equal. Every time you call this, you will get a new unique value assigned to x, assigned to y. And as I told you, the important use of symbols is you can use it with respect to objects for creating an unique value for the key. So I told you again, I created some object, right? That is constant student. I just have, see, you can create a symbol. Let my symbol is equal to symbol. So this is the symbol you are creating, and you can use that as a property here. See, this is one of the mistakes I did. That is, when you're using that as a property, you should put that in square brackets. This is important. My symbol, quotes, then you can give any value here. It can be any ID or something like that. You want to have some unique key and some value. So that you can do, and you can also have other properties. For instance, I'll just put other properties, address to be value, and phone number to be something. So now we are using this symbol in our object. See, one of the properties of symbols is you cannot access them using a for loop. Say when I try to access all the key value pairs in my object, I'll use a for loop here. For in loop I'll use let x in the object name student, and I am console logging student of X. So what it means is it's going to find student of address, student of phone number. So it's going to print all the values out. The properties of symbol is you cannot access them using a for loop. It will not print to the user. It's like some hidden property for an object. Let's run this out. You will see the output here. Only Vellore and 233 is printed. This value is not printed. Because when you're iterating through an object using a for loop, the symbol is ignored. It will not be printed out. It's like an hidden property for an object. So you cannot access them using the for loop, but how can you access them? You can access them directly, like you can console log student, and then in brackets you can give my symbol like that. Now let's run this up. Let's check what is the value. 1222443. You understood? There's one more thing. You can create a variable like this and use symbol, or else you can directly call that method here. See, I can directly call that method here symbol. This also is fine. So this will create a symbol, a unique value, and you can use it. So are you clear with symbols? What is the concept in symbol? It generates a unique value every time you create it. There is one exception wherein it will not generate a unique value. So I'll tell you what is this exception. So you have you generate a symbol by using this keyword symbol dot for, and then you pass some key. That is, I give ID to be the key. You can generate a symbol using symbol dot for. Let me generate another symbol. Let y is equal to symbol dot for. Again, let me give some description here. Say reg number. Some description I'll give. Now I'll check if x equals y. Are these two symbols having the same value? Console log they are equal, or else what we'll say? Else we'll say they are not equal. Console log they are not equal. What will be the answer here? The answer I have already told you. They are going to be equal. Symbol. Let me. Okay, I should use the same. It's not a description. It's the key here. I should use the same key. I'm sorry. So there's one small change here. So here we are passing the key. This is not description. This is the key when you're using dot for. So I create two symbols with the same key. Are they going to be equal or not? Let's check this. Let's run this. They are equal. So what it means here is I create a symbol with a key. They are saying that these symbols go to some global runtime wide registry. So it's like when I again create a symbol with the same key, it will first check whether there is a symbol with that key. If there is a symbol with that key, both x and y will point to that same symbol. It's like you have an object reference, right? You have a string wherein two references point to the same string. You would have learned this in Java too. You create a string literal first. You create again the same string with the same value. Both these references will point to the same string object. Something like this. You create a symbol with an ID, with a key. Again, when you create the symbol, it will check whether that symbol with that specific key is present in that registry. If it is present, it will just return that value. So that's why x equals y here. And what is that? We have to use dot for method while you are creating this symbol. So this will check if the key is not present. Say if I create something like reg number, which I did. So first it created a symbol for this key, next it created for this key. Since ID, registration number are two different keys, it creates two different values. Are you clear with this? So this is one exception wherein you have a key, you have the same key, it will return the same value. And you can also print console log what is the key for a specific variable. Say for instance, I can use symbol dot key for, what is the key for x? I can find that. Let me run this. The key for x is id. So for any variable, you can find what is the key for the specific symbol. So that method is dot key for. So I think that introduction to symbols is fine. Symbol is one of the data types, primitive data types in JavaScript.